So I had just graduated college with my bachelor's degree, and I was eager to start my career rather, as a software developer, but had a very hard time finding my first job. Most job postings required experience, and I was struggling to get interviews and just, get my foot in the door with my first job. And without real world projects to showcase, I found myself kind of stuck in the cycle where I needed experience to get a job and needed a job to get experience. And so I kind of started looking for alternative paths to gain a more practical experience. And that's when I came across Fedstack. There I had the opportunity to work on actual projects and kind of refine my technical skills and also get some structured training. Fedstack really provided the kind of hands-on experience that I needed. It gave me a lot of confidence in my skills as well, working with things like Java Spring, Angular, standard unit testing, SQL, all those kinds of things, and also learned some new stuff regarding security technologies and different microservice structures. And the experience really kind of helped me land my current role, and I've been very happy, very thankful. Yeah, I really like the idea of kind of getting the formal training and filling in a lot of the kind of gaps in knowledge that I had from technical side of what I learned right in college and things like that, and kind of bridging that to actually making good enterprise applications. The big thing during the training that I consciously remember was when we were working on our project. I was just getting very frustrated and just kind of rethinking everything. Like, is this actually for me? Should I be doing this, or should I go quit and go elsewhere? Really, what I did then was kind of just go back to fundamentals. Obviously, collaborating with my peers and just kind of breaking down the problem step by step. And what the moment really taught me was the importance of persistence, and also just going through step by step, debugging systematically. And that's something that I kind of just keep reminding myself of that moment in times where it's like, what is going on? I can't understand this. And that moment kind of just pops back into my head every once in a while. So, I mean, obviously, working with a federal client, we have access to sensitive data, and all that kind of stuff has to be very secure, obviously. And a lot of it, what surprised me was just the amount of depth that we have to go through to be able to keep all this information secure. Things like limiting access to certain information in applications, and all the different teams that are involved that are specifically dedicated towards securing the data. And I've been deployed with a client now for I would say more specifically about a little over a year and a half. I have been working mainly with Java Spring, Angular, JSPs, writing unit tests with JUnit and Oracle DB on enterprise applications. And as I mentioned, like, that's a lot. There's a whole nother level of complexity when it comes to enterprise applications, especially that have been around for some time. It's a completely different perspective when it comes to comparing, ground up build of some application that you're working on versus jumping in years after. Also gained a lot of practical experience when it comes to like security, compliance, and definitely got a lot more confident in working and tackling like real world development challenges. We are constantly working on making sure that our applications are secure, first of all, and second of all, maintainable. So a lot of our work is just iterating on what's already there and rewriting some of the things to be more modern, faster, and in the long term more maintainable. The team that I'm working with now at the client is super helpful and have been generally very encouraging, and I definitely feel like I am properly equipped, ready, and prepared to tackle challenges that the job requires. Well, to start, I have a stable career as a as a software developer, so that's something new. And I've worked on actual meaningful projects that impact actual real users, and I feel confident in my technical skills, my problem solving skills, and with this job, I've been able to buy a home with my wife. So that's been exciting. I would say I had quite a bit of fun building that project. It was kind of my first bigger project from the ground up that was using React on the front end. So a lot of that was new, but also just coming from a background where I had only really used HTML. It was adventurous, I would say. It was a lot of fun. Stressful, sure. It was a good time. It was a fond memory. I think the biggest one, this is something that is kind of part of my personality, is when I have a task that looks like really complex and I don't have an immediate approach as to how to break it down and how to just tackle it, and I don't know what the outcome might be, I'm very hesitant to just start. And one of the biggest things that I've learned is just to actually break it down and take it task by task, and that way it doesn't seem as big and as daunting. My proudest moment since I stepped into this role was shortly after being deployed with the client. I was working on optimizing some older database queries, and this ultimately was kind of affecting user experience on the user side. And I went through, analyzed the database schema, optimized indexing, and rewrote those inefficient queries using the best practices that I had learned. And the performance improvement was significant, and the solution ended up being implemented in prod. And that's kind of when I realized that, like, oh yeah, I'm actually capable of solving these kind of real world business problems. And it was a pretty big confidence boost in that moment. I think I would say Fedstack is all about prepping you for solving real world problems and actually applying your skills that you already have, but applying them in a meaningful way, and also improving upon those skills. I mean, if you're really struggling to break into tech in general, I think Fedstack is it's a great place to kind of bridge that gap between education that you might already have and kind of break through into the industry. I mean, obviously it's a challenge. It's not easy, but the effort is definitely worth it. The kind of hands-on experience that I got was, invaluable. I think structured training was very helpful as well, to kind of fill in the gaps of things that I might have missed in my studies in college. It really prepared me for a successful career. Yeah, I mean, the best way I can put it is probably in a metaphor. It's kind of been like a springboard, like a jumping off point kind of thing, where I was kind of going, and I probably would have been able to get there eventually, but it really accelerated the learning process, and kind of gave me a jumping off point into tech. Fedstack has been a great opportunity to really hone my skills and learn some new ones as well, and to be able to really make myself applicable into real business scenarios, and it has really helped jumpstart my career.